Hello, beautiful people, powerfully peaceful women. Happy Monday or Sunday, wherever you may be, or whatever day it is for you, wherever you are, and whatever day you happen to be watching this. If you do catch the replay, I would be so grateful if you would comment replay. Let me know that you've dropped in, even if you just catch a bit of it. If you do join me live, if you are joining me live, hit the heart button. Just tap the heart button. That would be great. I love hearts, as you all know. I absolutely love hearts. Ooh, it's warming up here in Queensland. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but yeah, it's really warming up here. Even though here in Australia, spring begins on the 1st of September, it doesn't actually spring for other countries. I think the US in particular. Spring doesn't actually start until the equinox, which is the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there. So, yeah, we're kind of just hitting it now, if we follow the astrological ways that this operates. So let's dive into today. So today's Empower Hour is all about the feminine energy. Now, some of you will probably be tuning in and going, well, I think I'm pretty tapped in to my feminine energy, and you very well may be. If you're popping on, hit the heart button. Just hit the heart button for me, even if you can't stay for the whole thing. I would just love that so much. So I really want to dive into this topic with you today, the energy of the feminine, and why most of us are not actually really connected to that power source that is within us, and why that is, and how we can flip it. So I want to start off today just a little differently. So normally I would start off with just diving into the topic, pulling a card for you all, and then doing a soul voice meditation. But because we're talking about feminine energy today, I really want to start with a really beautiful example of how we are just so conditioned to not activate this natural energy source that is in us, our feminine energy. She's powerful beyond measure, but most of the time we're not utilizing her. Okay, we're not really tapped in. So this is going to be counterintuitive for many of us because we are so primed to do. So if you're watching this, and I think Carol's joined me this morning, part of you will be just wanting the information. Just give me the information, Jen. Just tell me what I need to know so I can go and do the thing. I can do the 3 steps, and then I'll know how, right? That, I want to tell you, is your masculine energy. Good morning and happy Monday to you, beautiful Carol. That's your masculine energy, straight up. Okay, how do I know this? Because I've pretty much lived in my masculine energy for the majority of my life. Most women are in their masculine energy. Okay, it is for most of us our natural state, and we've been conditioned that way. I'm going to dive into that more soon. So I'm going to do kind of a soul voice meditation, but without getting the questions from the cards. We are just going to simply tune in to our feminine energy center, our feminine voice, the space within us. And we're going to do it with what I just simply call 3 intentional breaths. This is something that I've learnt from some beautiful humans that I've been doing some study with. And it really is the simplest way for you to, in every single moment, drop out of the masculine, which is the doing energy, and drop into the feminine, which is the being energy. And I'm going to share why that's important in a minute, all right? But first of all, let's do this together. Let's notice there's a part of us that just wants me to get on with it. Notice there's a part of us that just wants the information. And I just want you to presence that part of you. And I really invite you to stay with me. Stay with me just on this for a little minute. And if there is any irritation or agitation or, this, notice that energy. Notice that urgency. That's the energy that you might be experiencing right now. So if you can feel that, just invite it to be with you. I can feel some urgency. Might be time urgency. Come on, Jen, I'm in a hurry. It might be just tell me what I need to know. It might be if I know what you're going to share, then I can just get on with my day. That's a sense of urgency. It's outcome. That's masculine energy. So let's just presence that. And let's begin by taking 3 intentional breaths. We're just going to take a breath together and we're going to invite ourselves to hear the urgency, notice it, and sink into our hearts. The second intentional breath, we're going to just sit in that heart space and just ask, what do I already know? With the urgency part, what do I already know? And then with the third intentional breath, we're just going to give some gratitude to the part of us that already knows. So let's begin. Just let's take that first intentional breath together. This may be the first deep intentional breath you've taken all day. So let's just breathe in together. You can close your eyes or keep them open. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you breathe out, just notice, invite your thoughts to sink. Sink, 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 sink. Melting, 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 melting. And just be with that. Notice there's urgency there. I can sense a bit of urgency, but I'm inviting it to be there, and I'm just sinking, 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 sinking into my thoughts, into my heart, into my being. And now let's take that second intentional breath together, breathing in and breathing out. And as we breathe out, we're just asking ourselves, what do I know? What do I know? Notice the urgency, let it be there, and just invite the inquiry, what do I know? What do I know? You may receive a feeling, a sensation, a word, a thought. It'll be small. It won't be paragraphs. It'll be a word or two. It won't be the answer. It'll be a sensation or a feeling. It'll be like a gentle guidance, if you like. And just be with that for a moment. And then as we take our third intentional breath together, we're just going to offer some gratitude for our remembering of that part of us. Let's breathe in together and breathe out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for remembering. the still, quiet part of me that already knows. And come on back. Beautiful. So I wanted to start with that today because it is so counterintuitive for us to do that. Mostly when we don't know what to do, we go looking for answers. When we don't have an outcome, when we don't know the answer, when we don't know what the right or wrong decision is, when we don't know what to do, quite often what we do is we get into this state of urgency. I've got to figure it out. I call it figuring out energy, urgent energy. And what I want to share with you guys today is that's masculine energy. All right? So let's start with why. Why do we even need to tap into our feminine energy? Why is it important? Well, here's why it's important. Because it is our direct source to our purpose, to our path, to our soul's mission. It is our direct link. If you've ever had that sense of you're here to do something, your feminine energy is your direct source to what that is. Right? This is why it's important. It is your North Star. It is your internal guidance system. It is the part of you that knows for sure without needing any other reason. And every single one of us has this inside of us. We all have our own North Star. And all of these North Stars together are there to guide us and the world and humanity to our growth. Right? And I imagine the universe, so we all know about the universe. So the universe is, if you go with the science version, it started as a big bang and it's been expanding ever since. 13 odd billion years, the universe has been expanding. But it's never had to figure it out, has it? No. The universe has never had to get the manual, get the instruction book, make the right or wrong decision. It's just known. That's our feminine energy. That's our source energy. And most of us are completely disconnected from it. Okay, so let me explain now what is feminine energy, what is masculine energy. Well, let's start with the masculine energy because I've already probably given you the information on the feminine energy. But our masculine energy is steeped in logic, strategy, outcomes, right or wrong, good or bad, this or that. That is our masculine energy. Now, it's really important to share with you that this isn't about only being in our feminine energy and not being in our masculine energy. What is important is that we actually bring some balance to both. And I'll explain more about that in a moment as well. Most of us at the moment are operating fully in our masculine. We need a reason. We need an outcome. We need to know what is the right or wrong thing. And a lot of it is really strategy and outcome based. Now, do we need to have some strategies and outcomes in our life? Of course. But where is that coming from? Okay? Who's giving the instructions to that part of us? That's the important piece here. There's nothing wrong with our masculine energy. In fact, it's quite necessary. But imagine if you had an army, right? You've got a whole army, and there was no leader giving instructions to the army. The army would just be running in circles, right? Everyone would be trying their own thing, doing this, doing that. It would just be chaos. And the army would probably end up getting really, really burnt out. And like the confusion would be overwhelming. It's like, oh gosh, I've tried everything. I don't know what to do. I've gone this way, this way. That's what's happening for us. That's why mostly, why so many women are experiencing burnout, why we're overwhelmed, why we wake up in a state of urgency, why we have that urgent feeling in our stomach all day long. Because we're trying to do without any clear direction from our being. So we're not tuned in. We're not tuned in to the self-leader of our lives. We're just running in circles. We're just, and if this is making sense, if you can relate to this, just drop a yes or just hit the heart button. Yeah, this is how we've been trained to operate. So how did that happen? Well, women have taken on this role for quite a while now, but really strongly since the Industrial Revolution, since wartime, where women went from doing what felt really attuned to them to having to step into a more masculine role. And this is not a debate about feminism. Women can do anything. This is not a debate about that. So when I'm talking masculine and feminine, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about what we're capable of. We can do anything we want to. But if we're doing it from an unconscious energy of needing to get it right, needing to achieve, needing to have an outcome, needing to be in control. That's what masculine energy is. Masculine needs to be in control, needs to have certainty, needs to feel like they know what's going to happen next. And if I ask any woman how their life is geared most of the time, especially, and I'll just speak for myself right now, but as a single mum, as a solo mum, I had to be in control. I lent fully into my masculine energy and I didn't know it. And I became so attuned to that I thought it was who I was. Being in control is where I felt safe, and not being in control is where I didn't feel safe. But that need to control literally burnt me to a crisp. My adrenals were just fried because I was being in just one state and not bringing balance to both. So think about your feminine energy as the leader of your army. She's the one that's got the information. She's the one that has got the map. She's the one that's got the plan, right? The gameplay. And she's the one that needs to give that information to the masculine energy so the masculine energy can enact on that. But mostly what's happening is that's not the case. We're just running around without any clear direction of where we're going. So feminine energy thrives in not knowing. That is where she's comfortable. She doesn't need to know. She doesn't need an outcome. She doesn't need the right or wrong answer. She doesn't need to be in control. She doesn't need for everything to be in this logical linear strategy. She's extremely comfortable in the unknown. And in fact, that's the power source of her guidance system. is being in the allowing of the unknown, being in the being, knowing she doesn't need to control anything, much like the universe example that I gave. You know, if the universe never needed to know how it was going to expand for 13 billion years, but yet there it is, completely just doing its thing, because it trusts. It trusts in that sense of being. It's comfortable in the unknown, in the mystery, in the magic of the mystery. So I want to give some examples of, not examples, just 3 things, 3 ways that you can begin to practice dropping into your feminine energy. And if for you, you can recognize this really easily. If you don't feel comfortable when you're not in control, if uncertainty scares you, if it does, welcome to the club, right? There's millions of us in this club of being conditioned that we need to know. Where did that conditioning come from? Well, it came, through decades, parents, society. There's a million reasons, and I could talk forever on that. But what we need to remember is we've been conditioned to be in our masculine energy. And look, on the feminist movement, I'm not a feminist, but I think we missed the mark on that. Because I think what we did was we just took a pendulum that was all the way in the masculine and we just swung it all the way to the feminine. And we tried to be feminine, but we tried to control it. That's not feminine energy. The feminine energy moves in the mystic, in the unknown. She doesn't need to control anything. She knows. Her knowing is her guidance system. She trusts that. And let me ask you, do you trust your knowing fully? Probably not. And that's okay. That's okay. It's a daily practice. So I wanted to share 3 tips. How can we begin to drop more into our feminine energy? And remember, this is your unique guidance system. If you and I work with people, all the time that work in this, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know what, is this good? Is this bad? Should I go here? Should I go there? If I do this, this will happen. If I don't do this, this will happen. If you find that you are in that space a lot, then I'm going to offer that you are literally working from that masculine energy. And it will burn you out. It will burn you out. Or it will put you in a loop. It'll have you in some sort of loop of, this keeps happening to me. And largely it's because we don't trust in ourself, S-E-L-F. We don't trust in that guidance from our feminine energy. We trust in what's outside of us, but we don't trust in her. And I talk about this a lot, but it's so important. It's so important. So let me start with the first one. The first one will take practice. And so I would invite you, I often say, don't start with a 10 out of 10, start with a 6 or a 7 out of 10 on the scale of difficulty. So the first thing we need to start to do is to cultivate trust in the unknown, right? Begin to cultivate some trust in the unknown. And how would that look? Because at the moment, we're wired not to trust the unknown. Humans, women especially, we are completely conditioned to not trust the unknown. But that's not our natural state, right? That's just That's us being heavily in our masculine. And we've become disconnected from the part of us that knows. And the knowing is in the unknowing. I know. I get it. It can be really... So we need to begin to cultivate trust in the unknown. How could this look? Well, it could look like getting in your car or getting on your bike and just riding or driving without a plan. Just go for a drive with no plan of where you're going to end up. Do it for, just say I'm going to, maybe if you're in a car, just say, okay, it's one Sunday afternoon or whatever, just get in the car and go for a drive and just see where you end up. No plan. You might say, I'm just going to intuitively, when I get to every intersection, I'm just going to tap in, and the first thing I hear, I'm going to trust that. Now you've given yourself a little bit of scope to be in the unknown. But it's a way in which we get to discover there's safety in the unknown. There is safety in trusting this part of ourselves. Right now, we don't have any trust in that because, well, it's been conditioned out of us. But we can trust her if we're tuned in. So that's a beautiful, beautiful way to practice. There might be, here's another way. Let someone else order from the menu for you. That might be scary. If any of these feel scary for you, I want to offer that is perhaps a great indication that you are really caught in the conditioning of your masculine energy. If giving up control freaks you out, it used to freak me out. If needing to know is uncomfortable for you, if being, in full control, like you've got to have the plan, you need to know everything, all the details. If not having that available to you freaks you out, then the invitation is that there is some work for you to drop into your feminine energy. And one of my friends just this weekend shared this, which I loved it. So when you're in your masculine energy, you're in the busyness. And it's hard, right? It's like force. You've got to push everything. It's hard work. Everything is like, oh, you wake up every day and it's like, oh my gosh, I've got all this stuff to do today. And you may have stuff to do. But are you in your masculine energy, in your approach to it, or are you in your feminine? And they referred to the feminine energy as flow motion, which I love that. It slows everything down, but it feels really flowy. It feels like everything just is in alignment. Everything just works, right? There's no pressure and struggle around it. It's just like, yeah, this is just kind of just flowing for me. Do you think part of the issue, not trusting timing, is that if you don't take action and wait, you'll miss an opportunity, or if it's relevant to others, then that has its own timing too? Yes. So my response to that, Carol, is especially to the part where you say if you don't take action and wait, you'll miss an opportunity. Who thinks they're going to miss something? What part of you feels like they're going to miss something? Because the universe, when it was expanding for 13.8 billion years, didn't miss anything, didn't miss an opportunity ever, right? So there's a part of you that thinks missing an opportunity means something. And that will probably have come from parental conditioning, societal conditioning, school. If you go back to when you're a kid, were you kind of conditioned to believe that if you missed an opportunity, then you lose? Did you get that in school? Were you, if you miss out on this opportunity, then, life won't work out for you. That's the kind of conditioning that we have as a society taken on. So what if, if you said to your heart, this is the only opportunity that we have, your heart would go, well, there's a million opportunities. And just because we miss out on this opportunity, what if that wasn't for us anyway? What if that wasn't where you were meant to go? Look, for me, I live in the complete and full belief, and feel free to reject this, but I live in the complete and full belief that what is for me won't miss me. What is for me cannot miss me. And if it misses me, it was never for me in the first place. Letting go of there is only one way to get to where you want to go is part of moving in the energy of the feminine, right? So cultivating trust in the unknown. Can I be okay with that? And one of the tools that I help the people that I work with use is, can I hold two truths? Can I be with this, working out this way? And can I be with it, working out the opposite way? Can I be with both outcomes? That is you cultivating trust in the unknown. I'm okay with both. I don't need it to be one or the other. The second you drop into I need it to be one or the other, you are in that masculine energy. You're in the doer. You're being the doer. Doer, 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 doer. And there's nothing wrong with doing, but are you doing from doing, or are you doing from your being, right? Your being is your feminine energy. She's the one she's your guidance system. So are you taking instruction from her, or are you just doing from doing, which is just your army running around with no direction? I hope that helped. The second thing is, for me, when I don't know what to do, if you've ever had that conversation, I don't know what to do. And if you have, just drop a heart, hit that heart button. I just don't know what to do. What is the right thing to do? I don't know what to do. Whenever I feel myself in that energy of I don't know what to do, I do nothing. Now that is probably you're going to be like, Jen, say what? That's just, well then how does that work? You've got to make a decision. Yeah, you may well need to make a decision, but are you making that decision from that masculine energy? Or are you tapping in to your feminine flow? Because it's not about the decision. It's about the energy from which you're about to make that decision. You're either doing from your doing, or you're doing from your being. If you are doing from your doing, you're literally just going to go round and round in circles and burn yourself out. If you are doing from your being, you will be in a state of flow. Everything will just flow. Life will flow. And even when it doesn't appear to flow, you won't be in an argument with it. You will be in the trusting of what is for you, cannot miss you. And if it's not for you, then it will just pass you by. The universe is stacked in your favor, always. And I always think of this is a great analogy as well. You can either go the scenic way home, or you can ignore the GPS, get lost, go round in circles, get frustrated, get on and off the motorway, go left when you need to go right when you need to go left, and have a really shitty trip. Either way, you're going to end up home. So you can go the scenic, peaceful way, or you can go the hard way. But you're still going to end up home. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. If you tap into your feminine energy as your guidance system, you will actually have a far more peaceful journey to your destination. Yeah. I guess that's where the surrender and acceptance comes in with it. If it's not for you, it will pass you by. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a beautiful post today about acceptance, and it was from the perspective, and I don't want to get off topic, but it was from the perspective of forgiveness. And I really loved it because forgiveness can sometimes come from a right and wrong perspective, which is creating duality or separation, this, not this. But if we flip forgiveness into acceptance, and can be a stretch because people think acceptance is just giving in, letting someone off the hook. It's not. Acceptance is just not being at war with what is, right? We don't forgive. Forgiveness isn't a future-based thing. It's usually a past-based thing. So it's not like we're trying to create something from the future. It is coming, acceptance doesn't mean that we're going to accept it in the future. Acceptance is simply, this happened. And can I be with it happening? Can I be with it happened? Right? It just removes you from the argument of it. And whether this is around forgiveness for yourself or others, acceptance is a surrender. It's coming into the allowance of, I'm not going to fight with what happened, it happened. Because when you're fighting with what happened, you're the only one losing sleep over that. You're the only one impacted by that, not the other person or situation. Why? Because it's within you. So acceptance isn't for anyone else. If you prefer forgiveness, go with that. But I like acceptance because it's not a separation. It's not a, I'm right, you're wrong. They're right, you're wrong. It's this, I'm okay, I'm being with, not okay with, but I'm being with, this happened. Acceptance is in the present. Forgiveness lives in the past. Yeah. And forgiveness for me also, again, has this element of separation. And whenever we're trying to separate, our masculine energy likes to separate everything. Our feminine energy, which is our map, our guidance system, doesn't need to separate anything. She's okay with, she doesn't need to know because she already knows. We just don't trust her. We don't trust that part of ourselves that's guiding us. So we try and figure it all out. And when we're in the figuring out, we're blocking what the universe actually has in store for us. Yeah. So the second thing is, when you don't know what to do, do nothing. What does that look like? Well, for me, it just looks like taking those 3 intentional breaths. Drop into that quiet part of you and move from there instead of the hectic figuring out energy. Move from the part of you, the quiet, still part of you. Move from there. And then the third thing for me is how do we tap more into our feminine energy and get out of the masculine energy, which is, as I've said, our natural state. Most of us are conditioned to be in our masculine energy. We've been conditioned not to trust, to be in control, to have a strategy, to figure it out, to know what's good and bad, right and wrong. We've been conditioned that way. So it's not a natural thing for us to trust our inner guidance system, but it is a really powerful way to live, and it will also put you in direct connection to your soul's purpose. Yeah, your feminine energy is the only way for you to connect to your soul's purpose. So the third thing for me is to start to become aware on a daily basis of your mood, food, and energy. And do this for 3 or 4 months. Start to chart yourself, right? I have a whole program on this. So if you want to dive more into this on a one-on-one basis, let me know. I can help you with this. But the more you know yourself, the more you will trust yourself. How do you get to know yourself? To start to see yourself and see what is the pattern of you. Pattern's not the right thing. What is the code? What is your code? So start to track, what is my mood today? So for me, my mood at the moment is quite dense, and I know that aligns with the moon cycle. Yours might align with your menstrual cycle. But over the course of a month, I can see a very distinct coding in my body. I can see when I need to, retreat and be less out there for people, which allows me to set my calendar up, right? So that I'm doing things when my energy is aligned with that, right? Versus doing it because I have to. So I track my mood. What's my mood on a day-to-day basis? And all you need to do is just chart a dot, right? Put 3 dot points in your diary, or just keep a notebook and do this for 2 or 3 months. And just start to notice where you are on a cyclical basis. What's my mood? What food am I really wanting today? Hot food, cold food, sweet food, savory food, proteins, fats. What food does my body want today? And then where's my energy? Am I super pumped? Have I got heaps and heaps of energy? Or am I really tired and lethargic? And am I trying to push against that? Why is this important? Why has it become so life-changing to know myself on this level? Because when I know myself on this level, I trust myself, right? And when I trust myself, I'm trusting her, which is my feminine energy, my guidance system. And I won't put anyone else's needs ahead of that, because I'm so tuned in to my feminine energy. She's my guidance system. She's the leader of our soul's mission, right? And I get to do what she needs me to do. Alrighty. I hope that has been helpful for you. It is, to me, there's a real misconception about, masculine and feminine energy. And we think that, feminine energy is just about, salt baths and essential oils and massage. But it really isn't. Our feminine energy is the direct connection to your soul mission, what you're here for. And if you've ever had that conversation at 1 o'clock in the morning, what's the purpose of my life? What am I here for? I feel like I'm here to do something, and I don't feel like I'm doing it. If you've ever had that conversation, you may be disconnected from your soul's mission, but the direct connection to that is through your feminine energy. She is your map for your soul's mission. And if you can tap into that, and if you can connect to that, then you get to draw on the masculine energy to follow that. Our masculine energy is important, We need our little soldiers doing what we need them to do. But we need to give them very clear instruction. We need to tell them when we need them to step up and do something, and we need to let them know when they need to rest and retreat. And without giving them that guidance from the map, from our soul mission, they're just getting burned out. They're just running around in circles going, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's like they're digging a trench and they have no idea why. And then they get exhausted because they've just dug a trench. And they have no reason, they don't even know why they've dug the trench. What's the purpose? Don't know. Yeah, because because we're not taking the instruction, we're not taking the guidance from our source, our feminine energy. Yeah. So it's so important. Full moon tonight, tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world. But here in Australia, it is full at, I think it's 9:34 tomorrow morning, AM, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So full moons are all about letting go, right? They're all about letting go, releasing. And quite often with full moons, people get a bit, like whack around full moons, or you either love a full moon or you hate a full moon. If you find full moons hard, I would offer that something that you're maybe not willing to address in life keeps recurring, because that's what a full moon offers. It's an opportunity to let something go, release something. And you're a sovereign human, right? You're a human being. Humans are the only species on the planet that has free will. So just because the moon is full and it is a time for releasing and letting go doesn't mean that you're actually going to release and let go. That is something that you have a choice to do. So, and if you don't, it just comes back around again the next full moon. Here it is again for you to look at again. And then you can have another opportunity to release and let go. Or not. And it'll just come around again and again. Yeah, that's the expansion of the universe for you. It's like a slinky. We're not going in circles. We're literally expanding like a slinky. All right. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. This is an amazing card. And this is, you just saw that jump out, right? You just saw that card jump. This is what this whole session today has been about. The divine feminine energy. And this is the card that just came out of this deck. The deck is the Divine Feminine Oracle by Megan Watterson. Amazing, amazing deck. But this is the card for this full moon. It is the Cosmic Egg, the Divine Feminine. Cannot make this shit up, seriously. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. That is the message for this full moon. You are a universe within, there is a universe expanding within you. Every one of us is a universe, expanding in a universe, expanding in a universe. All of us are. And that's our guidance system, the Divine Feminine, the Cosmic Egg. So beautiful. I am the force of an ever-expanding love. Yes, you are. And are you tapped into that? Are you tapped into that guidance? Or are you just running around in circles trying to, not get it wrong, trying to figure everything out? Your divine feminine energy, she's already got it figured out. You don't need to figure it out. She's already got it figured out. The only question for you is, are you listening? Are you tuned in to her? Are you following her divine guidance? Ooh, the Cosmic Egg. I'm just going to find that, and I just feel like I need to read a little bit of that for you. The Cosmic Egg. Ooh. I cannot believe that's the card that just jumped out. Like, it just blows me away. Absolutely blows me away. I'm just going to read you the bit about... Actually, I'm just going to read it to you because it's so bloody good. The cosmic egg is the core symbol of the divine feminine's creative force. This is exactly what I've been sharing with you today. Your creative force is your divine feminine energy. It is a spiritual motive found in the creation myths of countless cultures and civilizations. It represents a birth, a new beginning, or an expansion of life. In the Rig Veda, one of the oldest texts in any Indo-European language, the cosmos is described as a golden egg. In other words, golden egg-shaped womb. The entire universe is said to have emerged from it. This is exactly what I've just been talking about. Yeah. And if you have fast forwarded, because I put the timestamps up, if you fast forwarded to this bit, you need to go back and listen to the whole thing. So in Greek mythology, the Orphic egg hatched the primordial, I think it's hermaphroditic deity, who then created all the gods and goddesses. It is depicted as an egg with a serpent wrapped 3 times around it. In Egyptian, Chinese, and Polynesian mythologies, among many others, creation begins with an egg. And in the Christian tradition, Mary Magdalene used the egg to describe how life begins after death. In modern cosmology, it is believed that I've just said this. You cannot make this up. In modern cosmology, it is believed that 13 billion years ago, that's what I've just said, the entire mass of the universe was compressed into a gravitational singularity, the so-called cosmic egg. And from that singularity, the universe has expanded ever since to its current state and continues in this moment to expand even further. This is exactly what I've been sharing with you guys. There is nothing that you need to do for this to happen. But yet most of us spend our days doing. Like we can overpower the energy of the universe. We cannot. No wonder we're all so bloody burnt out. Isn't that nuts, right? This is the energy source that has been thriving for over 13 billion years. It is who we are. It is at the center of us all. And yet we think we need to somehow control that. We don't and we cannot. We just need to tune in to that guidance system that is in every single one of us. Yeah, divine feminine energy. So when your soul selects this card, nothing needs to happen. Everything is exactly as it should be. You hold the universe inside you. All life emerges from within. If you try to exert pressure for something to exist before it's ready, that new life within you won't have the time it needs to fully form. The cosmic egg is the essence of the divine feminine. It is the ultimate symbol of the creative force that exists within each one of us. It's the dark, loving womb that holds and protects all creative expressions of life. If we allow what's within us to emerge in divine timing, in kairos or soul time, then what's within us will transform us. The egg is the trust that what is ours can never be taken from us. So there's no need to answer the ego's push to rush the process, to impress others, or to complete something on someone else's timeline. The egg is the faith that our process is sacred, that even in the midst of what looks like chaos or delay, or even death, there's a tendril of new life that needs only our trust to eventually take form. And the egg is the knowing that life begins again after death from within. Yeah. Where am I ready to expand? That's a question for us all to take into this new full moon, into this full moon. Where am I ready to expand? Where am I ready to expand? Maybe you're ready to expand your trust in yourself, your SELF, yourself, your feminine energy, the one who holds the map, the one who has the guidance plan for your soul's mission. And when you trust that, you then get to execute that plan. When you do from your being, instead of doing from your doing, you will have unlimited energy. And everything will flow. Everything in life will just flow. It won't feel hard. And I think I'm just going to finish on this. The word power. So often when we think about power, particularly when we think about power from, if it's coming from masculine energy, power is like force, isn't it? When you have the power over something, you have the control over something. You have you get to force and control it. But the true definition of power is one steeped in feminine energy, which is exactly what power is. It is an energy. When you flip on a light switch, does that require control or force? No. It sends power to your light bulb. It sends an energy current to your light bulb. Power is divine feminine energy. It is not force or control. It does not come from, it is not a masculine energetic thing. It is a divine feminine energy, power. And your power source is within you. Yeah. All right, beautiful humans. Thank you, Carol, for joining me today. And if you do catch the replay, please comment replay, hit the heart button. I really do love it when, I truly do love it when I see that heart button. It's just such a beautiful thing. And amazing. Yeah, I love having you with me, Carol, on a Monday. So good. This also goes out to my email database. If you want to get this in email form, just comment email and I'll send you the link so you can make sure that you get it via email as well. All right, beautiful humans. Mwah. Happy full moon, happy Monday, happy Sunday, happy whatever day it is. Here's to celebrating you. See you soon.